everyone. So today we're going to be looking at something really interesting. We're going to be studying order of operations. What does that mean? Alright, so here on the board I have two examples. They're the same, but there are two different approaches that you can possibly use to solve these two math without any knowledge of order of operations. However, of course, if you understand the concept as it relates to order of operations, then you know that there's only one way to do this. But let's say, for example, we don't understand the concept of order of operation and we wanted to solve these two problems. And again, remember, they are the same exact problems. So right here I have 3 plus 5 times 4. And of course, we're solving that. And on this side, I also have 3 plus 5 times 4. So say, for example, you're someone who loves addition. And of course, that's the first thing that you want to do in every problem that you get. So let's go ahead and solve this first one. 3 plus 5, that gives us 8. And then 8 times 4, that gives us 32. So again, that is what you would write if you had no prior knowledge of what order of operations is. And then on this side, what if you're someone who really enjoys multiplication? So you might decide to do the multiplication section first, and then of course the addition section afterwards. So what we'd have is 5 times 4, that's 20, and then 20 plus 3, that would give us 23. So here, if you notice, we have the same problem, but we have two different answers for the same problem. We have 32, and we also have 23. Wouldn't math be extremely complicated if we would be able to approach the same problem but getting two different responses for that same problem? That is why they came up with what we call order of operations, and they also devised a really helpful acronym that will assist you. It is called Pemdas, and I'm going to go ahead and write it here. Pemdas. And of course, in some instances, you might learn BOMDAS or BODMAS, but for our purposes, PEMDAS is the acronym that we're going to be using. What does this mean? PEMDAS. So of course, each of these letters means something, and this is the order in which you will approach every mathematical problem or mathematical equation that you get. So here we have P. P is for parentheses. So it means that if you have a problem and you see a parentheses, that would be the first thing that you would solve, or the first part of the problem that you would solve. Now we have E. E stands for exponents. So it just means that exponents would be the next thing that you would look at. Then we have M, and we have D following the M, sorry. So M is for multiplication, and D is for division, you guessed it. So D would be just for division. And of course, A, we know that's for addition. And lastly, or S is for subtraction. So again, this is the acronym that we typically use, and it guides us, or it helps us to approach different mathematical problems or equations that we might try to solve. However, there's one important thing, or two important things to note. We have, again, P for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiplication, and D for division. However, if you see multiplication and division in a problem, they have the same level of importance. So you can work any of these two before the other. It doesn't really matter. They have the same level of importance. And likewise, addition and subtraction, because they also have the same level of importance, you can also approach a problem by either solving the addition portion first or the subtraction portion first, because they have the same level of importance. However, as it relates to parentheses and exponents, parentheses will always take the first place, followed by exponents. Then you can either do either multiplication or division, and then after you do multiplication and division, you can then do your addition or your subtraction. Now that we know the order of operations, we can go ahead and recap what we did previously. So we now know that according to the order of operation, we would have to first multiply, then we add. So we know that this one is incorrect, and this is correct because first we multiplied 5 times 4, which gives us 20, then we added 3, which gives us the 23. So that is correct. So now we're going to go ahead and do some more examples so that you can better understand how to approach problems when you're looking at order of operations. So I say we had 3 squared, and we're adding this to 5 plus 4, which is in parentheses, and we're subtracting 2 from all of that. So we have 3 squared plus 5 plus 4 minus 2, and again we're trying to solve this problem. So recall, according to our order of operation, we would have to approach the portion of the problem that is in parentheses first. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have here. So again, we have 3 squared plus 5 plus 4 minus 2. So since our 5 plus 4 is in parentheses, we have to first approach this part of the problem. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this in steps. Even though we could have done all of this together, we're going to now break it down in steps so that you can understand how to approach problems with this kind of a setup. So again, we have 3 squared, and we're adding that to 5 plus 4 because again, that's the first part of the problem that we have to solve. 5 plus 4 is 9, and then we're subtracting 2. So we have 3 squared plus 9 minus 2. So again, we did parentheses. Now the next thing is that we're going to work the exponent portion of the problem. So if we notice, we have 3 squared, which is the exponent portion. So we're going to go ahead and work this, and then we can complete the rest. So 3 squared, or 3 times 3, gives us 9 plus 9 minus 2. So now we're left with 9 plus 9 minus 2. If you recall, according to our acronym Pemdas, or order of operations, addition and subtraction has the same importance. So therefore, we're just going to go ahead and add and then subtract. We don't have to do subtraction first. We can just go ahead and proceed according to the problem. So we have 9 plus 9, which is 18, and 18 minus 2 gives us 16. So our final answer would be 16 for this problem. So again, we're looking first at the parentheses, then we're working exponent, then we're either doing addition or subtraction. Now let's look at these last 2 problems, and then we'll just wrap things up. So here we have 2 squared divided by 2 times 8 divided by 4. And if you recall, I stated that if we're dividing and multiplying, they will both have the same level of importance, and therefore we can just approach this problem moving from left to right. Instead of doing multiplication first and then division, we can just go ahead and move from left to right. So we have 2 squared, 2 times 2 gives us 4 divided by 2 times 8 divided by 4. So we have 4 divided by 2. 4 divided by 2 gives us 2. So we're left with 2 times 8 divided by 4. 2 times 8 is 16. So I'm going to still go ahead and write 16 divided by 4. And we should know that 16 divided by 4 is equal to 4. So this would be our final answer for the problem. Now let's look at this second example. With this second example, we have subtraction and addition. And again, according to Pemdas, addition and subtraction, they have the same level of importance. So again, instead of doing addition first, then moving back to subtraction, we can just go ahead and approach a problem moving from left to right. So we have 8 minus 6. 8 minus 6, that gives us 2. So we're left with 2 plus 4 minus 2. 2 plus 4, we know that 2 plus 4 is equal to 6. So we're left with 6, and then of course the minus 2. And 6 minus 2 gives us 4. So 4 again is our final answer. And just to recap, remember that when we're looking at order of operations, we first try to solve any portion of the problem that has a parentheses surrounding it. Then we look for exponents. Then we look for multiplication or division. And of course, the last thing that we would do would be our addition and subtraction portion of the problem. I really hope this was helpful. And please, guys, stay tuned for more interesting information. And please do not forget to subscribe.